As everybody should know, prison is a very violent, unpleasant place to be. Nobody wants to go there, but people always want to know, what is it really like? I have experience of being in prison, unfortunately, because I did 10 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. In those 10 years, I have been in hundreds of fights. I've been in probably 2 handfuls of riots. And here in Texas, those are racial riots because everything is divided by race. So in all that time, I have a bunch of stories to tell. I made this YouTube channel to do everything relating to crime. But I also made it to tell my prison story. And I've done a couple of videos talking about some things, but not really as much. I didn't want to be put inside of a box that all I am is a prison YouTuber. I was thinking about one story today, and it was just really on my mind. Nothing really big, but a story nonetheless. So I wanted to go ahead and take the time to do the video. So I remember back when I was maybe 2 years into my sentence. One of the units that I was at, it was like cells. So you had a bunch of cells on top, a bunch of cells on bottom. You had your stairs, and everybody goes to their cell, 2 people to a cell. So one day I was not in my wing. I can't remember if I was coming back from the chow hall or commissary. It was one of those, I don't really remember. But the main part is I wasn't in the wing. My cellmate at the time was working in the kitchen, so he was at work. So when I came back to the cell, instead of going in, I sat at the table, and me and a couple of guys that I used to talk to, we start conversating, playing cards, whatever. Maybe about an hour in, my cellmate gets off of work, he walks inside, and he goes straight to the cell. It's usually what you want to do when you first get out, because you want to grab your stuff so you could go shower and all that good shit. So I didn't find this out until way later, after this story had already happened. But he called me to the cell, and I was thinking maybe he had something to talk about, whatever, right? Just normal everyday stuff. So I walk in the cell, and I hear the door slam behind me. I turn around, he got his fist balled up, like pissed off. So I'm like, first of all, this guy is not built like that. He's not the type of person where you're gonna close this door and trap me in there like you're just fixing to demolish me. And when I saw that, I couldn't help but laugh. Like, seriously, I laughed. And I walk up to this guy, I grabbed him by his V-neck shirt right here, I twisted it in my hand, and I pushed him against the wall, and I just started beating the hell out of him. So after a while, I guess I must have thrown a wrong punch or something. He was rumored to have like some type of plate in his head, whatever. That's what I heard anyways. Either way, I don't know how I did it, but I broke my hand. And it's never been the same since. But I had already been beating him up for a little bit. I had busted up his eye. It was like a weird purple and yellow. It was like gashed open. He wasn't looking too good. So when I felt that I couldn't even make a fist with my hand anymore, I let him go, let his shirt go, and I told him, if you want to keep going, then I could do worse to you. Because if all I got is one hand, I'm still going to fight you. I just picked up my lock, put my finger through the loop, and I was like, if you want to keep going, we keep going. He didn't. They got somebody out there to talk to the guard. They opened the door, we go out, and my hand was broke. It was purple. It hurt. So I wait till the next day, and I go down to the nurse, and I told them that I was in my bunk and I was still like half awake. I jumped off my top bunk and fell and landed and somehow broke my hand. They knew that was bullshit, but nobody was saying anything about a fight. So they wrapped it up, put a small little cast on it, and that was that. I go back to the dorm, and me and the guys are sitting at the table talking whatever. I still have no idea why he did this, my cellmate. At this point in the story, I still have no idea. But as soon as I come back from medical, getting my hand all fixed up and everything, here comes 2 guards. They come, they pack up all my stuff, they throw it in a big old brown cart, and they roll it out of there. They tell me I'm getting a case for fighting because my cellmate's face was all messed up. I got a broken hand. 1 + 1 = 2. I go down there a couple of days later to the little court system thingy that they got, and I get classified from a G2 to a G4. I'm going to be in a place that is more restrictive now. So they throw me in a G4 pod, and that's where I'm at. I'm locked up half the day, out half the day, whatever. I don't even remember how the G4 works because it's different in some places. But so that's what happened. One day I go to lunch to the chow hall, and for some reason my new dorm was going in as my old dorm was going out. So I saw my cellmate. He wants to talk big and bad. I don't know if somebody pumped his head up or whatever. He's talking big and bad, and he starts walking up to me, and I told him, look, bro, in front of the guards and everything, I don't care. I'm G4. I'm about to hit you with this cast and break your shit. And he kind of stops, and he just stands there bumping his gums. I'm like, yeah, whatever. If you're not going to do nothing, get out of here. His thing is huge. He has a huge gash. You can see some of that little white meat on the inside. And that thing is like a bright plum purple. Like really bad. See, that's the thing about prison. It doesn't matter if you're willing to fight. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. Okay, you're willing to fight. Go in there and fight. Earn your respect. But when you go in there and you fight, it's never a promise that both of you are going to be okay after. Those cells are full of metal and concrete. One of you could easily fall and hit your head on the toilet, on the table, on the bed. Maybe you get knocked out and your head bangs on the concrete. You could literally die or kill somebody else for a fight. And I never used to think about that when I was locked up because I had been in so many fights. It was just a normal thing. It's a normal thing for a lot of people. But it is what it is. Let's fast forward to maybe a couple of months later. I had to do 6 months in the G4. I think I had like 2 months left to come back up to their little court thing and see if I could get out. And I find out that because he was getting off of work and he saw me sitting at the table, he thought that I had been in the dorm the entire time. Some other inmates had went inside of our cell. They got the guard to open it, and the guard opened it not knowing that it wasn't their cell. They went in there, and they didn't touch none of my stuff, but they stole his hot pot, his radio, commissary, and the guy didn't have a lot to begin with because he didn't have family sending him money. So he had to hustle. He would get stuff from the kitchen, he would sell it. That's his little hustle. So everything he got, he worked hard for it. But he thought that I was in that dorm the whole time and I let people inside of our cell to steal his stuff. Because why would they only go in there and steal his stuff and not mine? Well, number one, he was not built like that. He looked like he was easily pushed overable. He didn't know how to fight. I beat him up pretty easily. And I knew a lot of people in prison. I wasn't this big and bad shot caller. I'm not going to sit there and ever lie about none of that. But everybody knew that I was going to fight. I was going to do what I had to do to earn my respect. I'm not an easy target. I wasn't in any gang, nothing. Just from all my fights that I had and some of the stuff that I did in there, I earned a lot of people's respect. And that entire time that he was going off trying to, like, I get, he was mad. I understand, he was mad. But the entire time he thought that I allowed it. And I didn't. But prison is not a place where people are gonna think about it. They're not gonna think before they act. If they did that, they wouldn't be in prison to begin with. And I'm not gonna sit there and ask them, oh, why are you trying to fight me? No, you wanna fight, we're gonna fight. And we did that, and later on through somebody else, we find out all of that stuff, write each other a kite, hey, my bad, oh, my bad too, and that was the end of it. But the funny thing about prison is there's always those cowards where this one particular guy wanted to fight me. Not when my hand was okay. He waited until I broke it and then started talking shit to me, trying to say that he wanted to fight. A lot of dudes told him, if you touch him, we're going to smash you out. When his hand heals, y'all will get it. And this was a pretty big black dude, all cut up, probably just a little bit taller than me. He was always real quiet, and it's the quiet ones you always got to watch out for. And there came a time when me and him got into that fight. And that's a whole nother story to tell. I'm not going to tell it now, but it's a really good one. And that's just the way prison works. People are always looking for weaknesses, opportunities. There's no type of investigation. I mean, there is, but not really. Just if they feel you're guilty, and that's it. I will tell that story the next time I come on video, though. That'll be another prison story that I tell. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so when I make new videos, y'all can be alerted. That does help a lot. Like, I'm not on here asking for money or any kind of donations or any of that. All I ask is that you like and subscribe. That's all the help that I need, and it's free for you. It doesn't cost anything. As I keep going with my storytelling, I'll get a lot better. I know I probably don't put stuff together correctly. I will get better at storytelling. Please get in them comments and let me know what I could do different, or let me know if you liked the video, or even if you disliked the video. Put a thumbs down. I want to see where everybody's mind's at, and I'll continue to polish my craft so that way I get a lot better. I appreciate all the love and support. Thank you to all the ones who have been here since the beginning, and like always, stay tuned.